Welcome back, Disney fans, to another magical episode of the Jamie and Stephen Show. Let's talk movies, music, and magic. Today, we're journeying into the wilds of the Alaskan wilderness with Disney's Brother Bear. This heartfelt film tells the story of transformation, brotherhood, and seeing the world through someone else's eyes. Literally. Disney brought the beauty of nature to life with stunning hand-drawn animation, a unique visual style changing from widescreen to full screen, and they brought back Phil Collins after the success of Tarzan. So grab your parka and a cup of hot cocoa, settle in, and join us on this adventure through the Great North. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Threads at The Jamie and Stephen Show. And if you enjoy the episode, please share, download, and leave us a review. It means the world to us.
Okay.
So, Brother Bear, what number is this?
I believe it's 44.
Okay.
Yes, it's the 44th animated feature film.
Right. Released in 2003.
Oh, still a baby.
I know, I'd moved to Spain that year.
I was 13.
And it's probably why I didn't see it in the cinema. This was one that I saw on, well, when it came out on DVD. Well, pirate copy DVD. Oopsies. Right. IMDb synopsis?
Yeah.
Yeah. When a young Inuit hunter needlessly kills a bear, he is magically changed into a bear himself as punishment, with a talkative cub being his only guide to changing back.
Well, I didn't write a synopsis for this one.
Oh,
because
why?
I've watched this twice now in the last few weeks, and I have still no idea what's going on.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, Brother Bear, who knows?
Stephen synopsis, clueless.
Yeah. Watch the film and see for yourself.
It's an hour and 25 minutes. Too long as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, too long. And 6.9 stars. Bit generous.
Yeah.
I'd have expected it to be closer to the lower 6, not closer to 7. Right, directors. Okay, so we've got 2 for this one. Aaron Blaise. Blaise? What would you say?
I'd say Blaze.
Okay, Blaise. Aaron Blaise and Robert Walker. Now, I wrote down the producer as well, and there's a reason for that. So the producer is Chuck Williams. Now, Chuck, Robert, and Aaron all started at Disney together on the same day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they pretty much worked on near enough the same films until they went off to wherever their strengths are. So obviously Chuck goes on to do producing, but like Aaron and Robert, you know, they continue with like animation. So Aaron, he was the animation department for Beauty and the Beast, The Lion King, Mulan, and also went to another studio and was part of the animation department for The Iron Giant.
I do actually like that film.
I have not seen that film.
Yeah. So I had a pirate copy of the film. And yeah, it's a nice film. Like,
yeah, I've heard good things.
Yeah, to be honest, The Iron Giant is probably better than the majority of what Disney were producing in the 2000s.
Yeah.
So if you get to go and see The Iron Giant, go and see it.
Robert, he was the animation department for Aladdin, Lion King, Mulan, and Lilo and Stitch. So yeah. When Aaron was asked to do this, he jumped to the opportunity because he really loved drawing bears.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he was like really excited to be involved in doing a bear film. So
Yeah.
that's why he was happy to direct. And Robert Walker, he's really into nature and loves all things nature. So he was over the moon to be part of this as well. We've got a good team. We'll just stick with that. We'll just say we've got a good team.
Yeah.
Writers, now there was lots of
Mm.
writers on the list for IMDb. So what I've done is I'm just going to quickly say, because I don't want to not mention anyone. So screenplay, we've got Tab Murphy.
Again. Okay.
Yeah, again. We've got Lorne Cameron, David Houston, Steve Benchik. Oh, I can't read my writing. Steve Benchik or Bensick, Ron J. Friedman. Story is Stevie Wormers, Kevin Detters, Woody Woodman, Tom Enriquez, Kevin Harkey, Bruce Johnson, John Norton, John Puglisi.
Okay.
There's the reason why there's so many writers. There's huge changes in the story, which
I have a bit of that.
yes, I thought you might.
So this film went through loads of different changes. I think we've seen that quite a bit around this era as well. So we see it with Home on the Range and
Emperor's New Groove.
with Emperor's New Groove. And basically what the story that they're set out to make is not the story that ends up on screen. In 1997, Aaron Blaise came on board as a project as a director. And that original idea was centered around an old blind bear that was traveling in the forest with his daughters. So in 1997, we have a story about a blind bear and their daughters guiding him through the forest.
Yeah.
That then changes. And this is when Chuck Williams comes involved, and they make a 2-page treatment of a father and son story in which, so these are human father and son, they basically, the son transforms into the bear. In the end of that film and that version, he was actually going to remain a bear at the end, and Thomas Schumacher, who was the president of Walt Disney Animation at that time, approved that. And he liked that story where the son would continue as nature as a bear. Then Tab Murphy becomes involved.
Okay.
And he just co-written the screenplays for Tarzan, and he'll do The Emperor's New Groove shortly after this. Sorry, Atlantis just after this. And he started to write an early draft of the script. Around the year 2000, the story evolved into a tale in which the transformed Kenai is taken in by an older bear.
Yeah.
So at this point, we have a father and son, human. Son gets turned into a bear, and now the bear goes to find his father, who's a human, by an older bear. That gets scrapped a little bit because they were struggling to get some of the charm into the film. So what they did was that older bear, which was called Grizz, then turns into the bear at the pond with the fish.
Yeah, the salmon lake.
That's him.
Yes.
So they removed that and changed that character because they liked the performance so much that they wanted to keep that in. And then that is when we come to the point where we've got the story that ends up on the screen, which I can't remember.
Yeah, so instead of a father, it's 3 brothers, and instead of Grizz, it's Coda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they just so they just changed every element. They just twisted it round until they found something that suits.
Yeah, I mean, I watched the making of briefly, like I had it on in the background, and the directors talked about the process of all the different story versions they went through, but in a positive way. And they said that the great thing about with it being an original story is that they could literally change whatever they wanted, add whatever they wanted, create whatever they wanted. You know, they weren't going by a book or a film that had already been made. It was their own. And they even go as far as saying that if they hadn't have had the team that they did and they were allowed to continue doing the original story right that they had at the beginning, they don't think it would have been anywhere near as good as what was ended up being made.
No, I
So they praise the process and all the interpretations that occurred, and ultimately to it getting to where they did.
I do think that the version that we see on screen, out of all of those versions, is the better.
Yeah.
I think it injects the right amount of emotion for a Disney film.
Yeah.
Because I'm not too sure where they would get the emotion from in the other versions.
No,
Not to the
especially
extent.
the father son and then the older bear.
Yeah.
Okay. Cast.
Yes.
Okay. The main character, Kenai, is voiced by Oscar-winning
Mm-hmm.
Joaquin Phoenix. Listeners will know played the Joker recently, and he won the Academy for the first Joker film.
Yeah.
I would say his blockbuster breakout role is The Gladiator. Although he'd done loads of films, like he's been a child actor, he's done loads of films before that, but it was because of Gladiator that he actually got this part, which is why I wrote it down, because apparently the directors, when they saw The Gladiator, they liked how Joaquin was able to, you know, he's a villain in The Gladiator, but yet you kind of feel a bit sorry for him, and they liked how he was able to get that across the screen. So, and they needed an actor that, because of what Kenai does, they needed someone that was going to bring the voice in where you would eventually empathize or care for him, or, you know. And he is, well, was the brother of River Phoenix, who was, well, my era, so 80s and 90s. Sadly, he died of a drug overdose in a nightclub at the age of 22. Yeah, very young. And he was going to be like the star, like what Leonardo DiCaprio was, like that's what River Phoenix was getting to. But Joaquin has definitely showed us that he too is also talented, and he's had a huge success.
The Joker, his portrayal in that is, I think the only way to describe it is beautiful in a really weird way. So the fact that he's like Kenai in this film, in the Disney film as well, it's like, okay, that is a diverse human being.
He'd done an interview and he said he was overjoyed by getting the call that he was going to play Kenai. And he says, oh, I know I've just, you know, been in an Oscar-winning film because Gladiator won an Oscar. He said, but I've always dreamed of doing a voice for Disney, and this is probably the best role that I've ever gotten. Which, I know, coming off of that, but then being more excited about doing a Disney film, shows how humble he was as an actor, and that he, you know, certain parts he was honored to get.
I mean, I suppose it's in a way because for us, we were children growing up with the 90s Renaissance. I suppose he'd have been like, not quite teenager, but it'd have been about that age, so he could have.
Yeah, I think he's 10. I think he's 10 years older than me.
And so this whole, and with him being interested in acting and with his brother as well, it just, I mean, we're still waiting for our invite from Bob.
Yeah.
So we know what that, you know, that weight, that turmoil is like.
Right, Coda. So the
Mhm.
young bear cub, he's voiced by Jeremy Suarez, who featured in Jerry Maguire.
Mhm.
And it was after auditioning for Finding Nemo is how he got this role.
Because is
'Cause
he
he
is
didn't
he
obviously.
Nemo?
No, he doesn't. He didn't do Nemo.
Oh, okay.
So, but he
I
auditioned for
think
it because obviously Disney was working with Pixar. They heard his audition tape, and it was from that, and they were like, "Oh, love that voice. He would be perfect for Coda."
Yeah.
Because obviously they changed the Grizz to Coda quite
Yeah.
late on. So it was round about that time because obviously Finding Nemo, unluckily for Disney, that came out at the same time and it beat Brother Bear by a long way away.
Yeah, I was going to say
Yeah.
a little bit.
So yeah, so that's Jeremy Suarez. He had a
Mhm.
long role in the Bernie Mac show as well. So he has gone on to do other
Okay.
things. And he's all grown up now.
Yeah.
Denahai or Dennehy, the middle brother,
Mhm.
and he is voiced by Jason Reyes, who sadly died in 2004.
Oh, okay.
Outside of Brother Bear, he had played adult Simba on Broadway. That was apparently
Okay.
his main role. And I think like the cast did some kind of honorary performance for him or like performed at the wake or something like that. So no, that was sad. So yeah, obviously he would have seen the end of the film but sadly passed the following year. Sitka, the older brother, so the one who dies first, he's voiced by Davy Sweeney, who we had the dinosaur.
Did we?
Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes. He voices oh, I'm going back on my notes because I can't remember here we go. Aladar, the main.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. The
Remember?
main one. I've tried to block dinosaur out my head, and I also can still not remember what happens in Brother Bear. So,
Oh well. So he had done dinosaur, and then again, it just must have been a case of, oh, you know what, we've got this little role. Do you want to do this part? Anyway, right.
Jamie's just convinced that everyone just sits at the Disney studios in their own sound booths, and someone just comes along with like a glass of water once in a while and a pile of scripts, and
Yeah,
like, can you just read all these, please?
yeah, I do. I feel like they must get wind of, oh, so and so's in today doing bits for such and such, and I think they just go through their scripts and think, oh, do you know what? We don't have a voice for this character yet. Shall we ask them if they'll do this couple of lines? Because I suppose it saves them money. They're already paying them to be in the booth.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Who knows? But I
you know,
do think that happens.
I mean, I don't know what Michael Eisner was like, but we know Bob. I've seen him loads of times, and he's never offered me a role in a Disney film.
Oh,
So maybe they're saving the right one for me.
maybe.
Yeah, that might be what that is.
Right.
Moving on.
The moose. So we've got Rut and Took.
Hmm.
Yeah. Rut is voiced by Rick Moranis,
Hmm.
who was a big 80s and 90s actor, Ghostbusters, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Little Shop of Horrors, to name a few.
Doop she doop. You know what? It's
Little
weird
Shop of Horrors.
because when we're recording this, I think about 2 days ago was the day that Little Shop of Horror is set.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. You've definitely seen that a lot.
I love Little Shop of Horrors. I was in it as a kid.
Of course you are.
Yeah, I played the dentist. I had singing lessons. They clearly
Can
worked.
just be a dentist.
Yeah. And yeah, knocked it out of the park, apparently.
Yeah,
I
good.
don't, I don't. can't remember, to be honest. But I do love that film. Absolutely love that
Yeah.
film. So that's
Yeah, I think this
Joker.
was one of the last roles that he did because he took a very, very long break from
Well, he
acting
retired.
to look after his family.
Yeah, he retired and I don't know if he's done anything since.
He is due to come back for something or has come back to do like interviews and press. Like, I think he did things when the new revamped Ghostbuster films came out, and like he did interviews, talking about his experience in the original and things like that. But
Yeah.
I'm sure he's due to come back for something, but I can't remember what it is. But yes.
Well, I do like all of his films that I've seen, not Spaceballs. That is not good.
I love Spaceballs.
No. I like all three like Honey films, Honey I Shrunk the Kids, Honey We Shrunk Ourselves, and Blew
Oh
Up the
no, see, it's only the first one that's a good one.
I like those. Love Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that.
Took, the brother moose, is voiced by Dave Thomas. He has a PhD in philosophy.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And he is a writer. And he's written for TV shows like Bones and The Blacklist. So he's not really an actor. That's just something he does now and again. His main thing is writing. Yes. And him and Rick are friends. They've been friends for years. So they said that they'd known each other for like over 25 years. And even though they didn't have brothers in real life, that they saw themselves as like each other's brother.
Like me and you.
I know.
You're the sibling.
Yeah.
I mean, we do both have siblings. But
Yes, yeah. But I don't have a brother.
yeah, well, that you do now.
Yes.
I'm not a bear, though.
No.
Not yet. I'll eat a bit more.
Right. Tug. So Tug, who was formerly known as Grizz, is voiced by Michael Clark Duncan. So they changed the bear to Tug, and he's like the main one that welcomes them at the Salmon Lake.
Such a distinctive voice.
Oh my God, yes. Again, so sad. He passed away in 2012 from a heart attack. Amazing actor. Should have won the Oscar in The Green Mile.
Oh, okay.
But didn't. He was also in Armageddon.
I've not seen that.
Okay.
I did the ride at Disneyland Paris.
Oh, okay. And A Whole Nine Yards.
Hat trick.
Right. Tanana is the spiritual lady from the tribe. She's voiced by Joan Copeland. She's a Broadway actress, but she was also in Jungle to Jungle.
Okay, which I still haven't seen that either.
God.
So I've seen the Honey We Shrank the Kids.
Okay. Old Dennehy, so him that is right at the start of the film that narrates it. He's voiced by Harold Gould, who is an old school actor, and he was in Patch Adams with Robin Williams.
No, not seen it.
And Freaky Friday with Lee Curtis.
No, yes, I've seen that one.
Seen another film, folks.
I've seen that one. What a lot about
yeah, he
you.
plays the granddad.
Oh, I can't remember it.
Oh, okay.
Remember the song.
So yeah, that's the main cast.
I'm sure that would be a very impressive cast for people who like films.
Yeah. Music?
Yes.
Okay. So we've got Phil Collins again. So after the success of Tarzan, Phil Collins was asked to do the music. He recorded 3 of the songs in several languages, just like he did for Tarzan.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the songs he had recorded himself. So, great spirits of all who lives with us. But he wasn't feeling it. And neither were the filmmakers. They were like, no, your voice is just not right for this song. Now, I've tried to find out why they thought, and I have a theory, although it's not in writing, like I couldn't find it as evidence. But he asked Tina Turner.
Rolling.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I've got a feeling that possibly because of her singing on the Lion King 2 soundtrack, that maybe that was
Okay.
in their
Yeah.
mind. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, she sings on that. And she would have obviously done Goldeneye as well. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
she was, like, I get that at that time, like, she was still thought of, like, she hadn't disappeared, you
No.
know? So I'm thinking maybe because she also sang on the Lion King 2 soundtrack, that could have possibly been why she had been in their minds to ask.
Yeah, I mean, unless they've worked with each other before.
I mean, the only other time I've known them to be in the same room would have been maybe like Live Aid.
Oh, was Tina Turner part of Live Aid?
Yeah, well, she does perform, and
Okay.
and she's on the American version, the song. I think the
We know it's Christmas.
no, the other one that Lionel Richie.
Mm.
So yeah, they would have been around. I think because of her genre, because she was classed as like rock and roll.
Which came back as rock and roll. Yeah, she had like a.
So yeah, and with him being a rock and roll like drummer, yeah, they would have been around the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they cross paths. I'd like to say there was no specific reason. All I found was that Phil Collins had asked her, and I just thought, oh well, what made him think of her? So yeah, but no, I mean she suits the
Oh, I mean,
song.
the music is the best thing about this film.
Yes,
Like,
definitely.
I know the songs, I know the words to tell everyone, tell
Yeah.
everybody I'm on my like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But the film, it's about a bear, I believe.
Now, you said obviously that you really like the music. So the songs, we've got great spirits of all who lives with us. We've got Transformation, On My Way,
Mm-hmm.
is the one you like. Welcome, welcome to our family.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that. I forgot that I like that song because
Yeah.
for some reason, I think, I don't know why, but I thought that Phil Collins did the Piglet movie soundtrack.
No, it's Carly Simon.
Yeah, no, I have no, there is no logic behind it. I just thought that happened. And so I always thought that it was from the Piglet movie. So when I heard it in this, I was like,
I think they came out about the same time, didn't they?
I've never seen the Piglet movie. That's the
Oh,
thing.
oh
That's what's
yeah.
really like, wow. So, you know, there must be a wormhole from another universe where
Yeah.
that happened.
Then we've got No Way Out. Then Look Through My Eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And then No Way Out again for the end credits.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pop version. So, yeah, that is the music.
Yeah, good soundtrack.
Yes.
So I've got a few bits about like the release, and then I've got a few trivia bits and stuff like that. It grossed $250 million worldwide on a $46 million budget. So,
Wow,
you know, that it grossed,
a lot.
you know, it made them lots of profit percentage-wise.
I can't believe this
Um,
made more money than Emperor's New Groove.
yeah, I know. Well, this one does look more traditionally Disney.
Yeah, I suppose.
And there was a rumor at the time that this film was brought forward to coincide with the platinum release of The Lion King.
Right,
That
okay.
was that kind of like linked the two.
Yeah,
Um the trailer for this was first released on the Lion King DVD, and
okay.
I think what they did was really say, "Oh, animals, animals,"
Yeah,
put them together.
yeah.
When it was released, it was a better box office performance than the previous two animated films, although it had to compete with The Cat in the Hat with
Oh God.
Michael Myers
Yeah.
and The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King.
Oh.
And, and Ben's ears will pop up, Love Actually.
Oh, Ben's favorite Christmas
Yeah.
film.
So I think out of all of those that were listed on there, although I didn't go to see any of them, I think it would be more likely that I would have gone to see The Cat in the Hat. And I know that Luke went to go see The Cat in the Hat as well, and Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I would have gone to see Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, and I know loads of people who would be like, yeah, Lord of the Rings. If you had to
Mm.
pick, maybe Love Actually, but yeah. The film was originally titled Bears,
Okay.
um, and it's the third and final Disney animation feature film produced primarily by the feature animation studio at Disney's MGM studio in Orlando, Florida, as the studios were shut down in March 2004.
Okay.
It received an Academy Award nomination for Best Animated Feature, but it lost.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Finding Nemo won.
Yes. The animation supervisor Barry Kuza and his team traveled to Jackson Hole in Wyoming, and that's where they studied the Western landscape. Painter Scott Christian, and they learnt to simplify objects by getting the spatial dimensions to work first and working in detail
Mhm.
later. Which Do you know what the film looks like? It should be part of like Sequoia Lodge or the Wilderness Lodge for Walt Disney World.
Yes.
And they just don't incorporate this film into that. Now, I
No.
don't know if that's going to be part of the rebranding with Sequoia Lodge,
Mhm.
but as it stands right now, they have a, a film set in the exact same place,
Yeah.
but they don't actually
No.
utilize it for anything. So you don't really see anything at the park. The DVD was released on the 30th of March 2004, and the VHS was released at the same time, and it made $167 million
Wow.
just from the sales and retail of DVD and VHS. It came out on Blu-ray in a double pack with the sequel, March the 12th, 2013. And yes,
Hmm.
it did lose out to Finding Nemo. It was written on the same page.
Okay.
Just a few things about the film itself. So this is the fifth Disney hand-drawn animation film not to feature any musical numbers or characters singing the full song.
Okay.
That's quite important because Cody, Cody,
Coda.
Coda, yeah, this film really hasn't stayed in. He does start singing some of the
Yeah.
On My Way. It's the fourth Disney film to have dust. I can't believe that this has become a thing that I have. So all the films that have dust in it, I've mentioned
Uh-huh.
in this podcast. For some reason, it's just a thing
Right.
that that information's out there. It follows The Lion King, Pocahontas, and Tarzan. The names of the human characters come from multiple Nadine languages. An expert in the field who was going to do one of the voices or was going to look at the film was given all of the language, and he translated that
Uh-huh.
into the film. But it does mean that there is a bit of anomaly of where the film is, the time that it's set.
Yeah, I read where it was because obviously they've got mammoths. So
Yeah,
they did say the era. It's like 100,000 years ago.
yeah. It
No, 40,000 years ago, I think.
So there's a bit of an issue because the tribe that they use some of the language with,
Hmm.
they didn't exist at that time.
No, and I read that
So
the
I'm not a historian, not gonna
the
lie.
drawings that Kenai and Koda discovered, the cave drawings,
Mm.
um, there was no cave drawings ever discovered in America. They were actually discovered in Europe. But
Yeah, I mean it's
I
an
mean,
animated film. We'll
yeah, I
let
mean,
that
it's
go.
not. They didn't obviously market it as a historic film. It was
No,
just inspired by that age.
I mean it's more to true life than Pocahontas ever was. So
Yes.
there's that. It's the fourth Disney movie where there are no clear villains unless you count the brother.
Okina is the baddie.
Really?
Yes.
What? No, he's the
Yeah.
reformed protagonist.
No. No.
Yeah.
No.
And this is the last Disney animated canon film to have any released direct-to-video film that is based of it, with Brother Bear 2.
You know what? I watched it for the first time,
Which brings me on to my next bit. Yes.
and it was watchable.
Yeah.
It
Isn't
was
that
just
annoying?
as watchable as this.
Yeah.
Um, I might have actually preferred the sequel to the first one.
So, with the sequel, isn't it filth?
Yes, I could see where you were coming from.
Yeah, it's filth. I mean, that guy, what's his name? Movie's
Rotten
Grizz.
took
I
the
mean,
moose.
no, the bear, when he's like, oh, don't bother me for another 10 minutes or
Yeah.
something, and then he goes off. I'm like, there are children watching this film. And then what's the thing that obviously the moose makes a joke about the other mooses, and basically it's tits. That's what they're making a joke out of.
Hmm.
I can't think of what they called it. Is it galoots or
Oh, but
something?
children wouldn't have.
I know, but it's filth. Absolute filth. The sequel actually stars Patrick Dempsey as Kenai,
Yes.
and also has Catherine O'Hara as one of the female moosettes.
Uh-huh.
And unfortunately, I didn't get the name of the character, but the female who Kenai is in
Yeah.
love with is future Tangled star
I know.
Mandy Moore.
Mandy Moore.
Yes.
Yeah, to be fair,
Um,
I thought Patrick Dempsey was quite a good match to Joaquin Phoenix.
I didn't know that they were different people. I actually thought that Patrick Dempsey did the voice in both of them.
Oh, wow. Well, there you
So
go.
it was a very good match.
Yes.
It wasn't until I was looking up for this, I was like, Joaquin
Mm.
Phoenix. And really, the last kind of fact that I have is just about the kind of like animation and art direction. So while Kenai is in human form, the film's art direction and color scheme are grounded in realism.
Mm-hmm.
However, when he becomes a bear, which is 24 minutes into the film,
Don't. I know.
like, get onto that.
Yeah.
It's more fanciful colors and characterized um, art direction. Just talking about that kind of screen change that
Yeah.
they do, that perspective. It was the first film. I'll put my teeth in. Say it again. It was the first feature film since The Horse Whisperer to do a widescreen shift and it was the only animated feature to do this trick ever until the Simpsons movie.
Oh
And
yeah.
Enchanted also does it, if you want to include that in the animation.
Okay.
Well, so yeah, thoughts.
Oh, I have mixed thoughts on this film. So I really wanted to like this film.
Mm.
And I remember when we did get that pirate copy back in 2003, I remember being like, oh, because I remembered seeing the trailer. I loved the look in the trailer and I was excited. But then I remember being so disappointed and underwhelmed by the actual film itself. Then I never saw it again until I think I got it on DVD. And then I think I'd not really properly watched it until watching it for this podcast. It was never a film that the boys ever wanted to put on. So it really was up until doing this podcast that I sat and just really gave it my full attention. And I won't be doing that again.
I've only watched this film 4 times, and that's twice in the last month. So podcasts, and then that Luke's watching them. He's trying to catch up with me.
Yeah.
It's just a very bland film.
Yeah. Like there wasn't really anything exciting.
No.
About the story or about the characters themselves. So yeah. And see, after I watched the film and then I was more excited about the second one.
Is that because I'd bigged it up a little bit?
Yes, you had.
Yeah. The thing is, I will say I was pleasantly surprised by the second one. For a direct-to-video sequel, and we know what they're like.
Oh yeah.
To be as good as the first one, the main cinema released film, albeit a bland cinema release film, makes it one of the best sequels.
Yeah, because the expectations were not high.
Yeah. I was laughing. I obviously said this, it's filth and stuff, but that made me laugh and made me want to watch it more because I'm an adult.
Yeah.
And I got those jokes, and those jokes kind of continue throughout the film. They kind of become more sparse.
Yeah.
So if we were ranking the sequel, I think the sequel would score higher than the original for me.
Yeah.
In this case.
Only just, but yeah.
Only just, yeah, will be 0.5.
And then see when I watched the making of as well, I was when they were telling the story of the process and everything, and they were showing the paintings and their excursions that they did, for research purposes. Even then I thought to myself, oh, was I being too harsh on the film? And I thought about it again. And then I thought, no, I'm not being harsh. This really is not that good. So, but let me say the positive things. Right now, we said earlier the music. Yes.
100%.
Thank God for Phil Collins.
Yeah.
Because all of the songs were good, and all of the scenes that the songs were in were good and really strong. Obviously, Welcome and On My Way being the strongest, but yeah, the music, brilliant. Not as good as Tarzan, but I think simply because I love Tarzan.
And you see, for me, this is a little bit higher than Tarzan.
Oh,
just because I only really like one song from Tarzan, whereas this one,
well,
there's two songs I like. I don't mind the others, whereas Tarzan, it is literally Someone Like Me, so I can't even think of it. Strangers Like Me.
Strangers Like Me.
Yeah, that's the song from Tarzan that I like, and I actually think On My Way is a little bit better.
Okay. I loved Coda.
Yeah.
Coda was probably the reason I paid attention to the film when we eventually see him.
Yes.
I'm trying to find another positive that I wrote down. The other thing that I really like is I do love the look of the film.
Mm.
The backgrounds are amazing, so
Yeah.
beautiful. Like it's like I would love to go to Alaska. I'd love to go to Yosemite Park. It's on the dream bucket list.
Mm.
And I loved the look of the bears.
Mm.
And when Kenai turns into the bear, it really did grab my attention. You know, and again, I I paid attention to the film because of how it looked,
Mm.
because it
Definitely.
was so well done.
Yeah.
And I think as well, like knowing this is probably the last like beautiful painted and animated film really for a really long time.
Yeah.
Because obviously after this they don't really make that effort.
I'd say Princess and the Frog. I
Yeah,
think
Princess and the Frog, yeah.
there's some really nice animation in that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, for me, the animation is good.
yeah.
I can't fault the animation, cannot fault the songs. The
Sorry to interrupt,
It's all
but
right.
see the
Don't
guy,
do it again.
Robert Walker, I think it is. He animated Raja in Aladdin,
Mhm.
Nala in The Lion King, and the group of the three friends that Poe makes in Mulan. You know,
Okay,
so
yeah.
like thinking about the films that he's touched, like been part of, like I can see why this film looks good
Mm.
because the people that they had. That's why when I said that they did have a good team
Yeah. Oh.
in regards to the look of the film, and you know the fact that they wanted to do forest and nature and bears, you can
Mhm.
see that in terms of their craft, wow, they definitely brought that on screen. I won't that's not a that definitely can't take that away from them. Like that, they definitely did very well.
It's I mean, as I said, song animation really really good. And what I was going to say is the scene when Coda finds out what happened to his mum.
Mm,
That's the best part of this film. That is such a good, and it's so well animated because, like you've said, that little bear cub
mm,
is, you know, mesmerizing.
yeah,
And you do fall in love with that cub, and because you
yeah,
know what's happened as well.
yeah.
It You basically just want to make sure that they are okay because such an
Mm-hmm.
innocent and
Yeah.
lovely being.
Uh-huh.
And then when you find out that his world is literally destroyed,
Mm-hmm.
it really is heart-wrenching. Like
Mm-hmm.
that is a wonderful, sad moment in a
Mm-hmm.
Disney film.
Yeah.
Where this film lets it down for me, it isn't even the story, it's the characters.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not enough characterization. You've got a lovely little cub bear. You've then got a bit of a teenage strop bear.
Uh-huh.
And then all of the other characters are kind of like, well, they're the bears that are in the salmon lake. They're the moose. One of them has this voice and one of them has that voice, but you can't really tell them apart.
Mm-hmm.
This is the brother. You're told that, this brother is a good guy, but he's hunting the bear.
Mm-hmm.
But where's the character in that? If the
Mm-hmm.
moose had been funnier, I don't think they were not funny. I just don't think they were standout funny. They're not Mushu, the genie. They should have been.
Yeah,
They
they
should have been
spoiled
to
the
that
film
level.
for me, to be honest. I couldn't stand them.
It
I thought they were the worst, what one of the worst bits about this film. I didn't find them funny at all, and
and that
their voices annoyed me.
and they should have just had what they should have done is hired some kind of double act. Not I know they're two friends and they've worked together and like known each other for a long time, but there should have been a double act that they could have done, like to an extent. And I know this is going to sound mental because one of them doesn't speak, but you could have had Penn and Teller because they know what a duo is. They
Mm-hmm.
know how to be a partner to each other. And yeah, one of them wouldn't have had to have spoke or even been in the booth, but it doesn't matter because you can see them as that and they're genuinely funny. And because they don't have that dynamic, the moose just kind of they fall a little bit flat throughout the
I mean,
film.
for me personally, I really didn't think they needed that comedy, character, because if they'd made like when you see like Kenai learning to be a bear, like that
Yeah,
would have been funny in itself, and that could have been the comedic break from the seriousness to like the serious tone of the film, because the film is serious.
yeah. If they were
um
going to go down that route of having like a funny side character, then unfortunately they're not going to be. Can't think of his name. Is it Scratch or something from the Ice Age films?
oh yeah,
Who with the little nut, the squirrel
yeah,
with the nut, and they could have done that in this.
yeah,
They start to do it a little bit, but when the moves start interacting, it just stops being good. And because the villain isn't a proper villain, there's not that boundary of where the good and evil begin and end. And
mm-hmm.
I get that's kind of the point of the film, but really you
Uh-huh,
should be terrified of him as a bear.
yeah,
And they weren't.
no,
And I think that was a bit of a shame. They kind of went near it when they were in that ice tunnel thing.
yeah,
But there should have been more of that.
mm-hmm.
And then at the end, there should have been more mystery. So that whole beginning of the film when it's like smaller screen ratio,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we could have got rid of a lot of that.
Yeah,
We shouldn't have found out that the hunter was his brother until the end,
mm,
because that would have been amazing. You would have had. We should have seen that the mum dies because of Kenai, and that's the secret that's carried on. That he finds out that
mm-hmm.
he's that hunter, and then he realizes that's the bear cub. The bear continues, and then he tells him, and then it turns out the hunter that's been tracking them is his actual brother.
Mm-hmm.
And that to me would have been, it would have strengthened their characters because even the lead characters just weren't strong enough. And that's what kind of ruined it for me, just made it bland.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only reason that Kenai and Coda are memorable to people who've watched Disney films is simply because of how they look, how they've been designed. That's the only reason you remember them. Do people remember that it's Joaquin Phoenix that does the voice? No.
I didn't.
And no, that was
Coda,
another issue I had. I didn't think any of the voices really brought anything special to either of the characters.
apart from
Um,
what's his name, Grizz.
well, he just didn't have a big enough role to make his
No, I
part
know,
memorable. That's the thing.
no,
Again,
and
I
that's
forgot about his character.
he could have been the comedy bear in the
Yeah, he
background
could
of it
have.
all.
Yeah,
Like he could have had
yeah.
that, and yeah, I
There was things I appreciated, the things that they tried to do, like the clever things. For example, the changing of the widescreen to the full screen and the color palette.
yeah,
The fact that the brother Dennehy
yeah,
Dennehy doesn't speak after Kenai is transformed into a bear. He doesn't speak throughout the film until the very end. And that's done because they say, well, in reality, he wouldn't understand the bear and the bear wouldn't understand him. So they make it so that he doesn't talk. But I just felt that those things wouldn't have been appreciated by kids. and
No.
really wouldn't have been appreciated by the adults bringing the kids to the cinema.
No.
Ultimately, all we want is just a really good Disney film. And those little things, were kind of wasted on this film.
Yeah.
And we have seen the transition change before. For example, Wizard of Oz. And yeah, I remember as a kid, I always would fast forward the black and white scene.
God, yeah.
Straight to the color. It was boring.
Yeah.
Always remember the boring black and white bit.
Yeah.
And it's the same with this. I'm sorry. The first 25 minutes, bored.
Yeah.
I was not interested in the brother
And
or their
it's too long.
relationship.
It's too long. It should have been at about 3 minutes. Like maybe he could have had a dream, and that was a flashback in a dream.
I think maybe 10 to 15 minutes would have been,
No,
not 25.
It
Not
definitely doesn't
25.
deserve to be 25. I don't even think 15 minutes. I think if you look at other films that have kind of done that backstory, Cinderella, Beauty and the Beast, and things, they don't. The backstory isn't a third of the film. That kind of little prologue thing is very, very short, and it's short in books, it's short in other movies. This just didn't work.
No.
It doesn't set you up. You've almost got to, when he's turned into a bear and you've got Coda and the moose, you've almost got to wake your audience up again, and what you're waking them up with isn't amazing.
Yeah, especially because obviously we know he's going to be the bear.
Yeah.
So like when you first you're seeing it through his eyes and it's all colorful and that, it's not really a surprise because we know he's the bear. And yeah, my last thing that I didn't like was the fact that he killed the mum. I just couldn't get past it. I know the film is to do with forgiveness and compassion, and learning from your mistakes, but I really, really couldn't get past the fact that he killed the mum, because the way that he goes about doing it is so wrong.
I do like that aspect. I think it does brings a lot of emotion to the film, but because for me, I only cared about Coda was the only character I cared about in this film.
Yeah.
By a long, long way. And it's kind of the biggest thing with the biggest emotion is happening to him by a character that you're supposed to now love. And I didn't care for Kenai. I just didn't care. It's a shame that he didn't go over the side of the cliff with her. But then you haven't got a film. So I did like that aspect, and I love the animation of Coda as the song's playing, as he's realizing the tears in the eyes, the look on his face. And I mean, I don't have the information about who animated that character, but Disney legend right there, because that everything that bear does. And I'd happily have like a Coda plush or a Coda pin or ornament or whatnot. But if you was to say, would you want the moose? I'd be like, no.
Oh God, no.
But I wouldn't necessarily say, oh my God, it's one of my favorite films. I've got to have
No.
it with a bear. So go on then, out of 5.
A 2.
Yeah, I didn't know whether to give it a 2 or a 3. 3 because there's nothing awful about it. It's just a very middle of the road, bland film. 2, I think, was because it's not a bad film. It's just there. It's just if
I'm
it
not.
didn't
The thing is,
happen,
I'm not going to watch it.
no.
And that's why I was quite. Yeah, I'm going to stick with my 2 because I wouldn't watch it.
I mean, 2.5, I think, is where I'm going to stick because I do think it's just a bland film. I think there are good moments in it. I think there are awful moments, bad moments, but I don't think it's awful. But yeah, 2.5.
Okay. Almost the same again. That's happened a few
Mhm.
times this era.
Yes, yeah, they've all just been ones. I believe that this is our last podcast before our Christmas special.
Oh yeah.
So we're in mid-December, so there should be
Uh-huh.
Christmas everywhere now. Brother Bear is very much an autumn film.
It is.
Um, so maybe it's the right time to appreciate it.
Yes.
Who knows? As I say, we have got a Christmas special. It's a film as voted for by our fans on Threads,
Yeah.
which will come up over the Christmas season.
Very excited to do this film. Yeah.
And
Tune in.
then, yes, and then we're back in the new year.
Uh-huh.
We're back
To
on the
finish
classic
off this era.
to finish off this era and get through them. We've got a few more bonus episodes and whatnot.
Yes.
So don't forget you can join us on Threads and Instagram at the Jamie and Stephen Show. You can also email us, the Jamie and Stephen Show at outlook.com. We'll
Yeah, you
see
can listen wherever you get your podcasts, even on YouTube.
Oh, YouTube.
Yes, YouTube.
Right. Well, that's goodbye from me then. Goodbye from me
Goodbye
then, eh?
from me. Oh yeah, hey.
Hey, goodbye from me, eh? Hey.
Goodbye from me, eh?
Hey.
Yeah, it's just not funny.
No.
Yeah, it's just not funny. No. Bye.
Bye.